I think they wanted it to be smaller, but that's the purpose of the Air, right? The MacBook Air is supposed to be thin. The MacBook Pro is a workhorse. It doesn't matter the look of it, it matters the performance. And I think Apple really did a poor job redesigning the MacBook Pro. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome for those who are new. I got the M5 MacBook Pro 16 gig. I think that's what it's coming with now, the standard basic model. Instead of 8 gigs, it's now 16 gigs. This came out in October of 2025, but I just bought it because my old one broke. I was going to do a review on my M2 chip, and this is the MacBook Pro as well. I guess it's on right now. So it died. It's a black screen right now. I was upgrading to the Tahoe 26 version, and the screen went black and I couldn't turn it back on. So anyway, prior to that though, when I first got it, it was already doing that. It had like green lines on it and it was flickering a little bit. And I found out that that model was having problems because it's really thin. Let me actually show you. Oh, and also the base model is a 14-inch instead of a 13-inch. So you see the thickness? This is definitely thicker than this. And when I first got this, I thought I was getting the MacBook Air. Because if you look at my really old one, this one was 11 years old before I got this one. And this one only lasted 2.5 years. I may still take it to the Apple store to have a tech look at it to see if it's salvageable. So as you can see, this one is a lot thicker. This one I got in 2011 or 2012, I can't remember. And this one I got in 2022 or 2023. And then this one I just got 2 weeks ago. So I wasn't planning on getting one anytime soon because I've had this for only 2.5 years. And I thought it was going to last as long as the one I got 11 years prior to this. So I thought this one was going to last at least 10 years. But yeah, it crapped out. And I really felt like the screen was so thin. I think they wanted it to be smaller, but that's the purpose of the Air, right? The MacBook Air is supposed to be thin. The MacBook Pro is a workhorse. It doesn't matter the look of it, it matters the performance. And I think Apple really did a poor job redesigning the MacBook Pro. These two I think have the same amount of memory. The newer version, the oldest one I have, it had 16 gigs. This one only had 8 gigs during the early 2020s. Anyway, let's look at the top view. So you can kind of see the difference in size. And the original one that I had, the really old one, was 13 inches. This one was 13 inches and this is supposed to be 14 inches. The really old one was much bigger. All right, so things I really liked and I don't know, I guess I can get used to. This M2 model, it had a Glide touchscreen right here, which I didn't really like when I first got it, but then I got used to it and I was kind of bummed that this one didn't have it, the newer version, the M5. But after using it a while, I actually think I prefer not having it. I mean, I didn't have it on the original one that I had, so it's not a big deal. I have to say that the silver model, I mean, I'm so used to the silver model that I was kind of iffy about the space black that I have. Okay, so another thing newer version doesn't have is the logo. I don't know if you can see it right there. It says MacBook Pro, and this is the M2. You also see it in the 2011 version. Right there it says MacBook Pro. But this version does not have that. It doesn't say MacBook Pro at all over there. But what it does have, it has it right there in the bottom. I'm not sure why they did that. Also, they stopped making the logo They stopped making the logo where it glows when you turn it on. It's not on the M2 version. They decided to go with the mirror logo instead, as well as the M5 version logo as well. The M2 and the M5. I think I just scratched up the logo. Okay, so y'all know I'm not very careful with my stuff, and this one I enjoy because one, it's a lot thicker and it feels more durable. I always felt the one in the middle, it looked so much like the Air and I didn't like that, and it felt so flimsy. This one definitely feels like it's got a lot of meat in it. Also like that they put the magnetic power charger back on. I didn't like how this didn't have that. The M2, I can appreciate that. I also can appreciate that there is an SD slot reader right here. The M2 version for the MacBook Pro did not. I had to get an adapter, but I really like the fact that I could just plug in my SD card from my camera that I film on and just put it directly in here. It's so much easier. This definitely is much faster, I can tell with the speeds, but then again, it doesn't have anything on it. It's brand new. I actually use a external hard drive. So I've got like 2 terabytes. A lot of the videos that I have ends up getting transferred in here. But even with that, this really was slowing down already on its 2nd year. And I just found that that was, unusual. But then again, this only had 8 gigs and like 250 RAM. This one actually has 16 gigs and 500 RAM. These two are more comparable. The older version, the 2011 and the 2025, they're comparable for the basic model because they both had 16 gigs and 500 RAM. Whereas this one, they reduced it to 8 gigs and 250 RAMs, which I thought, again, that's more like the MacBook Air as opposed to a Pro. The Pro, you're supposed to have a lot more in it. I don't know what they were doing in 2022 or 2023. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys the rundown of my experience so far. I've only had this for 2 weeks, so I can't really tell you. I really wanted to do a update, my thoughts on the M2 version after a year of using it, but things got so busy and then the 2nd year went by and then all of a sudden it crashed. So yeah, I hope that this helps you somehow because I know that the newer version just came out as well. And this was the time I bought it. I didn't even know that the newer version was coming out. It's still the M5 chip. I think it has 2 terabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of memory. I can't even remember. Something like that. But it was $200 more than what I bought this for. And there was actually a sale going on. I think they were trying to get rid of the older models to make room for the newer model that was coming out. So I was actually very blessed to get this at such a low rate from Best Buy. Yeah, I'll let you all know what I think of it. Again, I've only had it for 2 weeks, so I can't really tell you much. I'd really hope this lasts 10 years because the cost per use on this second one that I got is really only $500 a year because I got it for like $1,500. So, and that's the standard price for a MacBook Pro. You can get it cheaper. You can get the MacBook Air for $1,000, I believe, but the MacBook Pro definitely has more memory, more processing power. So if you want to do a lot with it, I would suggest the MacBook Pro. I have a colleague who has a MacBook Air. She's been using MacBook Airs for the last maybe 15 years. I have the same amount of experience with the MacBook Pro, and we both like it with how we use it because she really doesn't use her laptop much. I do a lot of editing, uploading, a lot of my research. I prefer the Pro. All right, well, I definitely thank you so much for spending time with me. As you know, my channel does product reviews, so every so often, it's not common, you will see things that I review, that I purchase because we definitely want to be smart consumers. We don't want to just buy everything without considering what we purchase. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like it if you learned something and if it helped you consider a M5 MacBook Pro. They now only come with 14-inch, the basic model. Comment, let me know if you got one recently. What color did you get? I think the space black is actually growing on me. Thanks again for stopping by, and I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.